Hey, how's it going? This is Marquis Mans with the oral individual presentation, where I talk about the my placement, the organization that I served with. Um, the name of the agency that I served with and for um, is named called the Boys and Girls Club or the Boys and Girls Club of America. So I'll start off by talking about some of the history of it. It unofficially, began in somewhere in the 1860s. It started off by three women in a neighborhood noticed that a lot of young boys were kind of wild and didn't really have structure, and they wanted to kind of provide somewhere that they can be safe and they can have more of a better path to success. And that's kind of a little bit of history about it. Then throughout the years, it and so slowly became more official in the early 1900s and the mid 1900s. It started being recognized as something that's very important by the government and started receiving government funding and such as that. And then in 1990, it integrated boys and girls because it started off as a boys only program and then integrated in 1990 for the boys and girls. So, why does it exist? This agency exists for it's like an after school program mixed with like an assistant slash helping program. It does a lot for sure. It provides a place that children, young adults between the ages of um, 4 and 5, all the way up until a little bit past 18, depending on the circumstances. Provides somewhere they can go after school, during holidays, summer break, winter breaks. Provides somewhere they can go in a safe environment and receive mentorship and be treated fairly and understand a little bit of how things work and things such like that. And I think it's a great cause. I loved it when I served there. Um, the population that it serves, it the population it serves is anyone that has is families, basically families, but especially the children in these families. Um, some of the base problems of the population and how the Boys and Girls Club kind of helps and counteracts these things is a lot of people can't afford after school programs, or there are areas of the country that kind of more rough, and the kids, young adults don't have as much guidance, and the Boys and Girls Club provides that with their mentorship, through their staff, through their small programs, individual programs within the Boys and Girls Club. Um, uh, and they cater towards more select and specific issues in the population, whether that be, low income or poverty, whether it's inequality amongst people for whatever reason that may be, such as that. So those are some of the problems of the population, and Boys and Girls Club counteracts those by providing that place where they can feel comfortable and and they can mentor them. How are they funded? So the Boys and Girls Club is funded through government grants, um, partnerships with other organizations that believe in the cause of Boys and Girls Club, um, and also fundraising. Little things like having walks, having what's another activity, like activities type thing, fundraising, selling things. Um, Through other organizations selling things, having like community activities where they may paint, or like I said, the walks or runs, things such as that nature. That's kind of how they get funded. The Boys and Girls Club. Um, it's one of those organizations where it's not a huge money maker. It's more about the cause than it is making a profit. So um, the funds that they do receive from fundraising and from government grants and partnerships, those provide food and those provide food for the members that go to the Boys and Girls Club. They're able to hire more staff. They are able to hold more activities, at these places and locations. They're able to do more things, and they're able to have a location with the funding. They're able to build buildings that have many rooms, and be up to date on technology, and be able to help a lot of the people that are within the community, and within the Boys and Girls Club specifically, because there are a significant amount of children and young kids that have a disability, or have a learning challenge, or anything such of that nature, and they're able to have technology and things of that, to help them and to cater to that, so that way they aren't left behind, and they can actually be where they're supposed to be, and they can actually excel to their fullest potential. So, a little bit about the thoughts about the organization that I had before versus now. Before, I volunteered with the service learning at the Boys and Girls Club. I never personally attended the Boys and Girls Club myself as a kid. I attended other after school programs and things like that, the YMCA and other ones like that. But my previous opinion and thoughts on the Boys and Girls Club was that it wasn't really anything too strong, honestly. I had friends that went there in school, and family friends that went there, the Boys and Girls Club, and I couldn't tell really much of a difference than the YMCA at first, or just any organization, period. Not specifically trying to pick on the YMCA, but now my opinions are that I know they do a lot of good. I know that they have staff members that work really hard. They really care for the kids. They really care about mentoring these kids, because they understand that a lot of the kids may not come from good home environments, or they might not come from good areas, or they may be around the poverty level, so they may not have everything they need, or they may be bullied, or any of these issues. So the staff members understand, most importantly, that they are really changing lives. So they, as well as I do, when I was there, I especially understood the importance behind connecting with the child, with the kid, and providing that mentorship that they may not receive, or the extra boost of mentorship they may need. So I understand that now. I understand now that it is a great place. Like I said, a mentorship, and it's also very affordable. I think that's one thing I haven't covered, but it's extremely important that it's extremely affordable. The Boys and Girls Club is, and that comes from they try to make it that way through fundraising, grants, partnerships, such as like that. They try to make it very affordable, because, like I said, I'll say it again, a lot of the kids may come from low income or poverty, along the poverty line, families. So being able to afford that is very important. So a little thing to throw in there about my experiences. One in particular experience was with a kid that I love this. I love this story. A kid was, I think, about fourth or fifth grade, was reading a lot below his reading level, and I was tasked with helping him read every day, and until we got him up to that level. And I accepted the challenge. I love working with children, and so I me and the kid worked every day, very hard. We read every day. I would be there until eventually he got pretty close to where he was supposed to be. Granted, everything happening now, COVID-19 and everything, it stopped our progress a little bit, but I saw a lot of progress being made. That really taught me patience. That really taught me how to communicate. That really taught me that you can't, perseverance was the biggest thing. was what that taught me, is that anybody can be helped and anybody can help, as long as you have the heart and the perseverance to do it, and you're willing to actually help that other person. So yeah, the three biggest things that I learned while I was there was patience, communication, and perseverance. Perseverance, the ability to keep going no matter the obstacles. Communication, I had to learn how to communicate effectively with these children, because there is a large age gap, and I had never really worked with children, a lot as a mentor. So that was a big step for me, was communicating with them effectively, and coming down to their level kind of, and just seeing them eye to eye on the issues that they may have, and helping make a pathway to get through the issues. So, and then patience, you got to be very patient to work with those children. I learned that for sure, definitely. That was a big one for me as well, learning patience. So how do I feel like I impacted the community through this? I feel like I helped the children, academically. We had lots of fun, and we bonded really well. So I feel like they're gonna take some of those things that we worked with and carry them on throughout life, and they're gonna go out into the community and make their own marks and impact people their own ways. And I feel like I have something to do with that, because at the foundation level, when they're young, this is where they kind of get all their get everything together and start to become who they are, and they do the things that they do. So that's how I feel like I impacted the community. So finally, I have the visual. I created a poster board. Here it is. It reads, my experience with the Boys and Girls Club. So that's my placement right there. So I divided it in three sections. This section represents the knowledge, the learning, the lessons, all of that, that I and the kids got to experience. Especially, I learned a lot of things. This is the fun side. We had lots of fun. I loved it. It's the slide, the basketball hoop, the soccer ball games, as well as this section is community, represents the community, represents the bonding with people and connecting with them and getting to know each other, and helping them personally, because it's deeper than the surface, and I feel like I really had an impact on their lives as well. They had impact on mine. So that was the visual. That was my presentation. Thank you.